Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check fresh release from Kagero publishing. This is a book from TopDrawings series, as you can see here, and it is dedicated to Curtis P-40. As you can see here, it covers B, C, D and E versions, and it's written by Mariusz Łukasik, as far as you can see. This book is already available for purchase. It is dedicated to quite famous aircraft, and I think it will be more interesting now because there are several manufacturers releasing their kits in various scales. So everybody will need some reference guides and also drawings in order to get a more detailed model, and here this book comes handy. Moreover, we have some bonuses inside. We'll see them once we open this book, so let's go. First of all, I would like to say that packaging here is quite typical. We get this book in this transparent plastic bag. Here on the rear side you can see several profiles, and note that they have quite extensive history notes. That's really cool. Actually, I think that's the same aircraft. It's just depicted with retracted landing gear. I didn't notice it at the first look. So now we are going to remove this book out of the plastic bag in order to see what is actually printed inside. Even though we all know that TopDrawings series is dedicated to various drawings, still it is interesting to open it. So here we go. First page, and on the first page we have short history note, and I'm a bit surprised already because here we have written that mask foil is included, and usually it comes here on the first page, but I don't see it, and it did not fly out when I was opening this book, so I'm not sure. Nevertheless, we have short history note in two languages. We have English and Polish language history notes. Here we have some information about the publication itself. Let's zoom out even more so that you can see whole book. And next, straight away we start with drawings. Those are 1/48 scale drawings, so I will rotate it like this. We have here also a short list of bibliography, so if in case you would like to know more about this aircraft, it might come handy. And note that let's say not the manufacturer but publisher included several types of the aircraft drawings in the same book. So it is quite interesting, and again I'm a bit confused because here we also have the small pictures, which is not that usual feature for the TopDrawings book. But here you can see, for example, the telescopic gun sight, which was mounted as a field modification on the P-40, P-40B by the way. It is quite an interesting modification, especially considering that this aircraft was used during World War II, and this type of the target sight was not popular at the time. Nevertheless, here we have the cutaway drawings of the fuselage. So as you can see, those are basically the sections of the fuselage, and that's also quite an useful feature for those who would like to get a proper shape of their model, or maybe they would like to do some modifications. Such stuff will be handy. Here we have P-40C, that's a right side view, and also small drawing of the dashboard. I guess dashboard is provided in 120 or 125th scale, but aircraft drawings here and there are still in 148 scale as it's written here. Then we have the top and bottom views of this aircraft, and again we get the cross sections, but this time those are for wings. Here you can see various external equipment which was placed on the aircraft, so those are fuel tanks, bombs, and also various racks and pylons, so that you know how they look. And again, as far as you can see, those are provided, yes, in 148 scale. Here we have the P-40D, and I'm just reading why we have here that much text. It is quite surprising because usually in TopDrawings books they are not that rich on the text, as you remember. Here we have the P-40E, and then we have the first pair of the profiles. So the typical feature for these books, in case you didn't watch the previous video reviews, TopDrawings books, they combine not only the drawings, but they also have several profiles which are printed in color. Those ones I wouldn't say that it's like, let's say, serious choice of the markings, but sometimes they bring some interesting marking options. And if you're not sure what to choose for your aircraft, those profiles will be handy. As you can see, we have also quite extensive notes or history notes for those profiles. They're written in English and Polish languages, so I guess you know what to do. So I guess this mask foil free message is actually an error or mistake, because we get not the masks, but we get the special poster. Here you can see the P-40B Warhawk, which was flying on George Welch ship. So here you can see against Japanese aircraft, and on the rear side there is just plain white. It might be a nice decoration for your workroom. And here we also have, I would say, I usually consider such layouts as a nice posters too, because here we have the profile for this GAF marking option of this aircraft. So it might be interesting for some of us to place it right above the table, or maybe even in the bedroom, who knows. Then here we have another aircraft, and this one is quite an interesting one because it's a captured aircraft. As you can see, it has this traditional Japanese sign, let's say. And as far as you can see, it comes from 1942-1943. This aircraft was used by Brazilian Air Force 1942 and 1943 as well, and it might be interesting due to this large shark mouth on the air intake. Then we continue with P-40E. As you can see, it had slightly different dashboard, so be sure to copy it in your model. And for P-40E, again, we have the cross sections, and note that here we have even the several cross sections for the tires, which is quite unusual again, because in previous TopDrawings books, Kagero did not include such stuff. Next we have the side profiles for Kitty Hawk aircraft. Those ones will be useful as well, and frankly speaking, I'm a bit surprised to see them, because I thought it is dedicated only to P-40s, so no British versions of this aircraft. And as you remember, Special Hobby released both I would say types of this aircraft, so if you plan to build the Special Hobby set, it will be useful for sure. And all those drawings, again, I remind that this is a 1/48 scale. And before we move on to the next chapter, let me remind you that we gather money for the new photo and video equipment, and you can support us financially by pressing the donate button on our website. It is easy, it's safe, and of course you decide how much we will get, because it's sent via PayPal, so you just put the amount, press send, and we get it, and we get some new photo and video equipment which will improve photo and video quality. So here we have the specification of external changes. This is a traditional special chapter which brings all those changes in a more or less noticeable way. So as you can see, they're marked with this dark color. So in case you would like to know what is different between, let's say, XP40 and P40, you go to this chapter, you check it, and you know it for sure. It is not that, I would say, noticeable on what we saw before, but once you go to various modifications like B, C, and also D versions, here it is more important, because you will be able to notice those changes easily, and authors will actually explain you why it was changed. Even though the text is quite small, still you will know what was different on those types. Next we have 1/72 scale drawings. Those, as you can guess, will be handy for special hobby kit. And here we have, by the way, the training modification of this aircraft. So I wonder who will replicate this aircraft in scale, in whatever scale. Here we also have the Kitty Hawk with Klimov engine. As you know, it was used in Soviet Air Forces, so might be an interesting build as well. And here we have the XP40 early top and bottom view. So actually that's just the top view, early version and late version. And on the last page we have the P40 and P40B, again top views. So in total we have here 28 pages. That's a traditional amount of pages for this publication, and as you can see, it comes in form of this nice softcover publication. It should be already available for purchase on official Kagero publishing website. Price is still reasonable, it's 17 British pounds, so it won't destroy your wallet. But in one book you have drawings for all versions of this famous aircraft, so I think it might be a useful purchase for fans of American aviation, let's say, or maybe for those who plan to build kit from Airfix or from special hobby. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this book here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Bye.